Alright, alright. No, we're gonna watch this one. We watched a video last week about Happy Meal toys, and the title got me because the Disney McDonald's Happy Meal toys, to me, were clearly the best ones. So, I do feel like I vaguely know what McDonaldland is. Growing up, we had like a McDonald's, I don't know about you guys, we had like a McDonald's VHS movie or like TV show. So I know that there was like a whole cinematic universe with these guys, but I don't know if like McDonald Land is like an amusement park or if they're talking about the cinematic universe. I don't know. I don't know. But
When it comes to the history of fast food restaurants, there's certainly no shortage of interesting
shout out Taco
stories.
Bell.
From Taco Bell originating as a hot dog and hamburger stand, KFC's infamous secret recipe, or
Colonel
Jack in the Box's
Sanders.
innovation of the two-way drive-through intercom. But few of them have as fascinating of a history as McDonald's, or more specifically, the world and characters of McDonaldland and the Happy Meal. It's a story that's
I have a feeling that old school Ronald McDonald is going to scare the bejesus out of me. I have that one little shot of Ronald McDonald there where he had like the red makeup like all the way to here. I'm really scared of clowns. So McDonald's has never been like my absolute favorite solely because of Ronald McFreaking Donald. But I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna be
spans over
brave.
50 years and goes in quite a
I'm gonna be
few
brave.
unexpected directions. So sit back, relax, and let's take a deep dive
Okay,
into
there's also something about the cop with the Big Mac head is also a little unsettling.
one of fast food's most iconic and absolutely bonkers advertising
know.
campaigns.
Oh, wait, it's both of them! Ugh, I manifested that.
Well, your mother's right as always, but I'm Ronald McDonald. Give me a McDonald's shake.
In 1963, the restaurant's new mascot, Ronald McDonald, made his first appearance on television and would appear in 2 more commercials that same year. These proved to be such a success that after he was given a quick makeover to appear less like he stumbled out of a garbage can, continued to promote the restaurant all through the 1960s. It didn't take long for Ronald McDonald to become one of the most familiar faces to children all across America, but this was only the beginning of his rise to
Whoa.
fame.
Wait,
In the 19
did you guys see that hamburger flying saucer? Or did I... What is that? Wait, I kind of want to write on that.
faces to children all across America,
sick.
but this was
Okay,
only
I
the
have to give
beginning
him
of his
that.
rise to fame. In the 1970s, McDonald's began moving away from its walk-up counter-style approach to sit-down roofed restaurants.
Oh,
They
dude!
wanted to focus on creating
Chat, oh my god. This is kind of a gross story, but I have to be vulnerable. It was in a McDonald's that looks exactly like this one, / the one in the photo before. That's what brought it back instantly. So, when the Royals won the World Series, back in like, what was that? 2015, me and my friends, it was my first year of college, so we like went to the parade, and when you go to the parade, you had to park like, we literally had to park like, I think it was like 3 or 5 miles away from where like the parade rally was, because it was just like the city was absolutely busted. It was crazy. And during the parade, I got my period, and because it was like because back then the Chiefs hadn't started doing good yet, so that was like the first parade we had done, like, I think since like what, the 80s. Like they didn't do parades where I was from because all the sports teams were bad back then. Okay, and I got my period during the parade. They literally, I'm not even kidding you guys, during the first parade they only had like 30 porta potties, period. So like I went to the bathroom and I literally just had to like, luckily I was wearing like black leggings, but I literally just threw my underwear into the porta potty because they were toast. They were gone. And there was no toilet paper in there. And then we went back, and me and my friend, I was just free bleeding in my leggings. And me and my friends walked back to our car, and the first place we could stop it is at a McDonald's like this. And I pretty much just made a McDonald's diaper in my leggings, and it was traumatic. It was traumatic.
more of an experience for customers.
And then I brought
rather
back
than
so much paper towel to my friend's car so I wouldn't free bleed on her car, and it was like the worst day ever.
Just
No, literally, I had a McDiaper in my McLeggings. It was disgusting. Oh my god. McYuck. Oh my god, I can't believe that happened. Yeah, who want free bleeding in their McPanties? Stop. McTrauma. McTraumatized in my McDiaper, in my McFree bleed, in my McDonald's.
blocking off
At my
property.
McParade.
But this went beyond just the dining aspect of the restaurant, as they wanted to create a host of new characters alongside Ronald, and boost their influence on children even further. The driving force behind this wasn't entertaining children, but advertising to children. You see, companies
Classic.
knew that getting kids hooked on cheaply made television shows was the best way to advertise toys, games, candy, and especially totally not addicting sugary cereal.
And that just continues
But what
to
made
repeat
cereal
itself.
commercials especially unique was their world building, catchy bubblegum tunes, and their irresistibly charming mascots. In many cases, these commercials were similar to a mini cartoon series, with various skits and shenanigans telling a quick story, which of course revolved around promoting the
And that's how we get the McDonald's shows. I'm seeing the vision. Shout out Cocoa Puffs. That was my favorite cereal as a kid. What was your guys' favorite cereal? If you had American cereal. But Cocoa Puffs, that's what I had every morning for breakfast before school. Until, like, I had, like, a little bit of a phase where I would switch between that and Reese's Puffs, of course. Cocoa Puffs, I feel like I've had them as an adult. They don't hit. But Reese's Puffs still hit. But...
Unsurprisingly, McDonald's wanted to get in on this too, so they reached out to Needham, Harper, and Steers.
I do not like
short
that
time
cloud!
later-
I do not like that cloud! I do not like that cloud. I don't like that.
Short time later, the ad agency came back to McDonald's with a brilliant concept called McDonaldland, a magical place filled with all kinds of unique and lovable characters. Alongside Ronald, there was Mayor McCheese, Officer Big Mac, and the Professor as the good guys within this world.
What was the Mayor McWhat? McBig Cheese? Wait, okay, I also find the burger people really scary. I don't like them. Mayor McCheese, and then I don't know what the other guy was called. What was the police officer called? No, wait. Oh, you guys, you can see it. Why does it look like he's got a freaking baguette in his trench coat pocket? No, literally, these are my sleep paralysis demons and a police lineup right here. We've got Ronald McDonald, Mayor McFreebleed, Mr. McDouble, and my creepy neighbor from down the street.
The villains consisted of Captain Crook and the Hamburglar, with
The
a few other mischievous
Hamburglar!
non-pun-centric characters like Grimace and the Goblins. The basic plot of these TV spots were pretty straightforward. Ronald McDonald and some random child
Look at
would get
Ronald
into shenanigans
McDonald!
on this magical
He's so scary!
island. Each adventure was structured to promote a very specific menu item.
Whoa. I'm sorry, I keep pausing and going back. Dude, check out
on this magical
Check out
island.
this guy's
Each adventure
sideburns. Oh, whoa, this dome is insane. Look at, like, he's got, like, no bangs. His hair is, like, flat and smooth. And then he's got so much going on the sides. What? I will say I'm living for all the weird small details in this, too. Like the fries as, like, the fence post. And then I think in the shot before... Wait, I swear I saw French fries on the ground. Maybe that
Donald
was
and
in
some
ano-
random
was that
child
in
would get
another
into
shot?
shenanigans.
No, right there. Dude, there's French fries, like, in the plants. Like, they're flowers. What is this? Look, it says, thick shake volcano this way. That's what they call my cock.
Now, because each and every one of these 1970s McDonaldland commercials is absolute comedy gold, let's take a deep dive into some of the best installments.
Yes.
Get yourself ready for a trip through McDonaldland.
One bright sunny day in McDonaldland, Ronald, Big Mac, and their friend Tim were on their way to McDonald's when suddenly...
The burger alarm!
cried Tim.
One adventure had Ronald and his friend Tim encounter the Hamburglar, who's trying to steal
The
all those
Hamburglar.
delicious McDonald's hamburgers.
That's
So with
my
the help of a
goat.
giant milkshake machine aboard a train, Ronald decides to whip up an irresistible McDonald's chocolate shake. He then tricks the crafty old Hamburglar into giving back all those delicious McDonald's hamburgers, but thankfully he gets his just desserts as he winds up getting arrested by Officer Big Mac.
Get yourself ready for a
This
trip.
is not the I remember at all. But I guess they said this is the 70s.
Another features the professor
pumpkin.
working on a machine that'll make the best hamburger in the world. But what the silly professor doesn't realize is, duh, McDonald's already has the best hamburger in the world.
Duh.
This one also features a terrifying Ronald McDonald laugh that'll haunt your dreams. A final example had Mayor McCheese in a panic over a swarm of goblins in the french fry patch. Terrified they'll gobble up all those delicious McDonald's french fries.
Gobble gobble.
we do? Nothing.
Said Ronald.
But instead of helping, Ronald simply says,
Real.
well, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em.
The house market is crashing. What do we do? Nothing. We do nothing. We do nothing.
Don't forget to feed the wastebaskets, because they're hungry too.
That's right, we are. And we'd like to ask a favor of you.
The McDonaldland ad campaign was a huge success, and before
Do you think that the wastebaskets got paid a fair wage for their hard work?
long, the popularity of the characters spawned a very profitable line of merchandise. There were McDonaldland playsets,
What?
comic books, coloring books, bed sheets, puzzles, calendars, souvenir glasses, slippers, posable figurines, and even a board game. When it came to the restaurant itself, many were adorned with elaborate murals of the land and its characters. There were also concepts for a couple McDonaldland high chairs that were never produced. And thank God, because these would have been absolutely traumatizing to children.
Not a Ronald McDonald high chair where you sit on Ronald McDonald's lap. Playground.
Welcome, Eric, to McDonaldland.
Oh my God. We had a McDonald like
Of
that.
course it's me, and all of your other friends, too. Come on in and look around.
Another exciting adventure was the Grimace Bounce and Bend, where kids could literally
That's a Grimace prison. They could call it whatever they want, but that's a prison.
bounce around
Hey,
inside of a
Grimace's
cage
tub.
with metal bars, which McDonald's strongly emphasized was safe for children.
The evil Grimace can bounce and bend all day and is completely safe for children.
Perhaps the most iconic of all was the Big Mac Climber, where kids could reach new and exciting heights. So when Needham, Harper, and Steers reached out to the creators of HR Puff and Stuff, their idea was to use the characters and world of their show as a template for a new fictional land called McDonaldland. The show's creators accepted the offer and began developing the artistic designs and engineering plans that were then to be pitched to McDonald's. However, at the last minute, they were told the campaign was scrapped, so the creators moved on.
Oh.
Of course, a short time later, the campaign did become a reality, and the Crofts noticed a few too many striking similarities between McDonaldland and their show. From the concept of a land filled with living inanimate objects, a forest with talking trees, and even a number of nearly identical side characters.
That's
The most damning evidence,
plagiarism.
however, were in 1971, the
Oh,
creators of
flashbang.
HR Puff and Stuff filed a lawsuit against McDonald's. And while I won't get into the details for the sake of time, it's a pretty fascinating read. For 6 long years, the lawsuit dragged on, which unbeknownst to many was happening in the background during the rise of McDonaldland and its characters. Although by this point, they'd pretty much abandoned having children play a role in the shenanigans. In December of 1977, the courts finally reached a verdict. McDonald's was guilty of copyright infringement. As part of the settlement, McDonald's wound up
Yikes.
having to pay the Crofts more than $1 million in damages, or just over $4.5 million today.
Whoa!
As far as the changes to McDonaldland itself, it gets a little complicated. The court's findings basically concluded that McDonald's infringed on the overall look and feel of the show,
Wow.
not any specific character or element. Because of this, McDonald's was given a pretty generous amount of time to adjust the world and characters of McDonaldland accordingly. So we'll come back to this in a
That's
bit.
not cheap.
In the meantime, the law
Okay, I guess maybe someone in chat would have some insight. Why would they, they like consulted with whoever made that TV show, the writers of that show, to come up with like the characters and the overall concept for McDonaldland. Why would they like back out of that at the last second? Clearly just to like steal the ideas. Do they just not want to like pay royalties? I'm like, I don't really understand like, I know that's not allowed, but like, why is it just like to avoid paying them? Because I feel like you would have to pay more in lawyer fees and like the lawsuit costs than to just like, maybe it wouldn't be more money. Like if it was going to be that successful, maybe they did save money even if they got sued. I don't know. What are we doing?
As the 1980s drew near, other fast
What?
food restaurants began offering incentives based on the worldwide phenomenon that was Star Wars, such as Burger Chef's Star Wars-inspired Fun Meal. Another example were the collectible Star Wars glasses from Burger King. So all of a sudden, McDonald's had
see.
steep competition when it came to the children's demographic.
I see. The other
Although
shops
this wasn't
were
necessarily
stepping
a
up
new
their
concept,
game.
as in the mid-70s, Burger Chef began offering small toys with what they called the Fun Burger. The integration of Star Wars simply created a much, much wider appeal, and McDonald's
Okay, those Star Wars cups are hard. I like those. I'm not even a Star Wars person, but those look good.
However, it turns out the solution was already in motion in 1977, but the company just didn't know it yet. As the story goes, restaurant owner Yolanda Fernandez, who along with her husband
Dude, this is a creepy looking Ronald too.
established the first McDonald's in Guatemala, had come up with what she called the Ronald menu. So
Cookin'.
within the Ronald menu was a regular-sized
Oh,
hamburger,
flashbang.
small fry, small Coke, and a small sundae, with an inexpensive toy she'd purchased herself at a local market.
That's a lot of
Word of this
food.
eventually found its way to Bob Bernstein, the founder of one of McDonald's advertising firms. In a case of true serendipity, a few years earlier he had the idea of a McDonald's kids food carrier, featuring puzzles, jokes, and trivia like a cereal box. So he simply combined Yolanda's menu concept and his McDonald's cereal box idea and created the Happy Meal. At first it was given a test run in a handful of cities, where Happy Meals were made available at select McDonald's locations. The campaign proved to be a major hit with children, and thus the Happy Meal went national in
I'm
1979.
obsessed with the Happy Meal
I
still.
do believe this
I would eat
mailbox
one
is
right
addressing
now.
me. McDonald's Happy Meal.
Hamburger.
Regular size. Now that's what I call special delivery.
With the unveiling of
like
the Happy
it.
Meal, McDonaldland saw the addition of the Happy Meal guys, which were used to advertise, as the name implies, the Happy Meal. The same year saw the arrival Birdie the Early Bird, who, as you can probably guess, advertised the new McDonald's Early Bird breakfast menu.
Oh.
But while the Happy Meal gave McDonaldland a new purpose, it was also undergoing major alterations. You see, around the same time, the ramifications of the McDonald's Croft lawsuit began seriously affecting the world of McDonaldland. First was redesigning the world itself, drastically scaling back its, for lack of a better word, magic and wonder. But evidently these attempts by McDonald's to de-puff and stuff McDonaldland still failed to appease the courts. So the company relented, and in 1985 retired one of the most iconic characters of McDonald's, Mayor McCheese. But hey,
Okay.
at least we got the addition of the adorable, but also kind of terrifying McNugget buddies.
I hate the McNugget buddies. Okay, I was kind of thinking at the beginning, but I was like, they'll get into it. I was like, I don't necessarily remember the burger guys, but it's all coming together. It's because they were stolen. They stole the burger men. It's all making sense now. It is. What we're gathering from this video is McDonald's loves to steal stuff. We got it. We got it. Okay, at least we still got Grimace.
Here's some Happy
At
Meals
least we
about
still got
McDonald's Happy
Grimace.
Meal.
No, instead of a hamburger, you can get...
Chicken McNugget.
The rest of the 1980s would see a few additional changes to McDonaldland. One of them was redesigning the Hamburglar,
That looks
as
like
well
my
as an
brother!
overhaul to the land itself to appear much more cartoony. But the Happy Meal did more than shake up the world of McDonaldland, as
That
it
looks
also
like my
gave birth
brother!
to one of the most iconic and nostalgic restaurant integrations of all time, McDonald's and Disney. You see, when McDonald's first debuted the Happy Meal, much like its competitors, they also decided to get into the movie tie-in business. Their first integration was definitely an odd one, with Star Trek the Motion Picture. But in 1987,
E.T.
McDonald's became the sponsor of the Disney Favorites Happy Meal, a promotion of Disney's home video re-releases of various animated feature films. The next year was Oliver and
This is
Company,
where they cook.
McDonald's first animated feature film tie-in of a new release from Disney. This was followed by the first Disney theme park
Chef's
integration
kiss.
with Mickey's Birthday Land, and even a special tie-in with the upcoming Splash Mountain in 1989.
Whoa,
but
that's
then, in a
cool.
less covered aspect of their partnership, relations soured between the two companies after the drastic underperformance of Dick Tracy.
Who is Tracy? And why we gotta dick her?
There's more than one way to win cash in McDonald's Dick Tracy Crime Stopper
Give me the
game.
money!
Give it up, prune face.
With Disney's assurance,
It's a holdup.
McDonald's created a truly epic
Give me your
promotional
money, I ain't
lineup,
playing.
from expensive commercials, contests, and elaborate games.
Whoa.
However, while the film was generally well
I wonder if there's a video out there about the I mean, do they still do Monopoly at McDonald's? I feel like there was a year there where I really wanted to win the Monopoly game at McDonald's, but we did not go to McDonald's enough to get all the little pieces.
received and had a decent run at the box office, Dick Tracy failed to live up to its high expectations and was ultimately seen as an overhyped flop. The intricate and rather expensive McDonald's campaign was also a major flop and was a huge financial loss for the company.
That's a lot.
So McDonald's began to distance themselves from Disney's ad campaigns, including bowing out of promoting their next animated feature, Beauty and the Beast. However, their rival fast food restaurant Burger King was more than happy to fill in.
Burger King invites you to meet the stars from Walt Disney's Beauty and the Beast.
Wow.
Now in theaters. There's Belle and the Beast, Cogsworth, and Chip. You can
This marketing business seems a little cutthroat. I don't know. I never really thought of that. But like, they're like, you know what? We don't need McDonald's. Let's go to Burger King. They're like, who freaking cares?
While technically The Little Mermaid kicked off the Disney Renaissance era, Beauty and the Beast solidified it, and the Burger King promotion was a huge success.
I agree.
As an attempt to get back in their good graces, McDonald's ran a modest ad campaign for Disney's next animated film, Aladdin. But Disney also allowed Burger King to run alongside and essentially compete against McDonald's by running their own campaign, which outsold McDonald's by a pretty significant margin. This is more than likely why Burger King was chosen to promote their next animated film, The Lion King.
Whoa.
The Burger King Lion King promotion outperformed all that came before it, tripling the sales of their Kids Club meals and selling a whopping 30 million toys.
Dare I say, one of the best Disney movies of all time. Like, of course, I feel like The Lion King would have outperformed if it was at McDonald's, you know? Just saying. I'm like, The Lion King was just freaking gas.
McDonald's, on the other hand, only ran a small campaign in the UK, completely missing out on the Lion King sales bonanza in the US. Supposedly, McDonald's franchisees were none too pleased with this, so the company promised they would do everything in their power to once again become Disney's go-to fast food chain. 2 years later, they did just that, as McDonald's and Disney announced a 10-year promotional alliance in April of 1996. But the partnership went beyond Disney's animated
the plates! The Hercules plates! I literally had this one. Right there on the Hercules one. We also had the Pegasus one, we had the Meg one.
Also became integral in promoting theme park events, such as Epcot's Millennium Celebration.
God, the cups!
McDonald's also became a major part of Disney's Animal Kingdom campaign, which has always been of a particular interest of mine given its connection to the abandoned Beastly Kingdom. But even during the avalanche of profits from the Disney-McDonald's relationship, between film releases, the road to McDonaldland was still going strong.
Yes.
In the early 2000s, the McDonaldland franchise and Disney Happy Meal bonanza began to completely unravel.
Our big local story tonight, the federal government is now looking into that chicken head found in a McDonald's meal. Investigators with the Department of Agriculture are looking into the discovery as well.
That is nasty.
That was pretty gross.
I don't think it's that bad.
Based. You know what? All the chickens got heads. Like, who cares if one of them snuck into my McNugget meal?
A major part of the downfall was due to an increase in public awareness of the nutrition, or lack thereof, in fast food offerings, especially when it came to McDonald's. All of a sudden, the characters of McDonaldland, including Ronald, were seen as a devious marketing strategy, encouraging childhood obesity and promoting high-fat, heart-unhealthy food. So the McDonaldland characters were scaled back from advertising, all but disappearing in the early 2000s. Then came the wildly popular documentary.
Like, that's literally why they created all these, was so more kids would go to McDonald's, they'd sell their food, which was inherently unhealthy. Like, where is the lie, though?
For the next decade or so, McDonald's worked tirelessly to improve their image. However, outside of brief appearances by Ronald, the rest of the characters of McDonaldland were nowhere to be found. The only real way to see any of the original McDonaldland characters was through relics of the original
Why are there bathtubs? Wait, why are there bathtubs?
Playground and restaurant interiors. It may have taken over a decade of improvements, but it seemed to have finally paid off, as a new Happy Meal partnership between McDonald's and Disney was announced in 2018. While Disney has once again taken a place within the McDonald's advertising world, the characters of McDonaldland, including Ronald, are still completely absent, and more than likely will never return. So raise a delicious chocolate milkshake to the fallen heroes of the most successful advertising campaign in fast food history. But who knows? Maybe we'll see them someday.
No, I don't want to. I don't care. I do not care to see them again. But it did take me back. Wow. Oh my gosh. This channel is so good. Yesterworld Entertainment, absolute cinema, absolutely good channel. Amazing videos. I've been loving watching them.